And so it looks bullish. We've actually had a bearish swing failure of the highs there, and we've come into this previous daily level. I've called it wash because it was tapped here, but actually you can see that we've gone through it and we're still getting a reaction on Slerf. See that? It's a weaker reaction because we've closed higher, but actually had a sell-off after the close, and it's looking bullish, but at the same time we're coming into resistance pretty much at the same time that Bitcoin is coming to resistance. Usually I use Slerf as a guide for bullishness and bearishness. Actually yesterday I feel that Slerf was lagging even though it was bullish. I felt that Slerf really lagged. So that idea that I had that Slerf is leading, and when it's bullish you can just look at Slerf and then buy Bitcoin or whatever based on what Slerf is doing, that idea is slowly diminishing, slowly evaporating. As I continue to observe it, I'm not seeing the same kind of behavior as I used to. So yesterday I was seeing really bullishness, real bullishness on Bitcoin. I wasn't seeing on Slerf. The price still went up. Both of them still went up. So let me just quickly show you so you understand what I'm talking about. Bitcoin on the right, Slerf on the left, and here you see here the price here is going kind of sideways. Here Bitcoin is going up, and then Slerf kind of goes up in this upper range. Bitcoin is still going up, and here you see Slerf pulls back. That usually tells you that Bitcoin would be bearish, but actually what happened with Bitcoin, look what's happened with Bitcoin. It went sideways, and then look, they both went up. Okay, so in this context, I think you'd agree with me that Bitcoin is showing more bullish price action. The price is going up, up, sideways, and up. Here it's going sideways, sideways, down, and then up. So even though in the past I've used Slerf as a guide, it's not happening right now. Slerf is actually lagging Bitcoin. And so just bear that in mind. That might change in the future, but I'm not seeing the same kind of excitement that we used to see with Slerf. It's something to bear in mind. I don't know what that means fundamentally, but it's just something to bear in mind that I just don't want people to get burnt by looking at Slerf and trying to trade Bitcoin and whatever as we have in the past. All right. And then the other thing that's interesting, I'm cautious, but I think this pullback, well, yeah, early longs always get destroyed. So I wouldn't be surprised if New York doesn't destroy the longs. I wouldn't be surprised. And then continue to pump. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Obviously, if it was more bullish, you'd see more kind of craziness on the altcoins. We're not seeing that yet. And so even though it's bullish, I think getting for Bitcoin to get back into the value area and hold it and confirm it as a support is going to be a massive, massive sign of strength. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. So look, it is looking really bullish, huh? But we're at a real important test now. You see, we have this pivot low here. This is a really important low. We haven't really managed to get above it in all of this price action. Yeah, so let me just mark it off. And what I'd like to see is a reclaim of that with a nice test. And I want to see it nicely done. Okay, so I want to see an SR flip on that pivot low. Okay, and as you zoom in, you can see we've kind of come through it with a bit of resistance. We've come through it. Now I want to see a nice back test of that SR flip. Yeah, I want to see if it's possible this SR flip hold. Yeah, some kind of back test confirmation. If it doesn't hold, that's fine. I'd like to lose it and reclaim it. Like that. Yeah, it doesn't matter if it doesn't hold. But I would like to see some kind of back test of that level. It's really important pivot point. Why not? Why shouldn't we get a really nice back test confirming that that is support? Once you get that, I think a lot of people are going to start longing, because you'll have a really easy invalidation, because you wouldn't expect that. That would be not what you're expecting. And so at the moment it's lagging, but we had massive volume into these lower prices. 16 or so cents held. There was a really important support level based on fib extensions, etc. We're getting higher lows. We see here higher low. You see that? So this is a little swing failure, but in context it's still a higher low. Higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. So we're getting higher lows, and so let's see that continue. It doesn't really matter. Honestly, it doesn't really matter if the price doesn't fails to hold. It could come all the way back here, continue these higher lows. You know, it could totally do that. It would not be wrong for the price to do that. Yeah, it come all the way back down to the last line of kind of where the market buying recommenced here. Just put in another wick, higher low here, and continue. So that's what the price tries to do every time. So if you look at the way the price comes back, it's really trying to come back and fill all those market buy orders. And so you see how the market buying here, the price comes back, tries to clear it, then it comes back to this market buy, comes all the way back to that red candle, then it comes all the way back basically to here. And so I don't necessarily think it would be wrong for the price to come all the way back to somewhere here. Yeah, I don't think that would be out of character. That would also be thereabouts, 50% golden pocket. That would probably, in my mind, Slerf will be a good place to long. You know, it wouldn't be bad, because you still be kind of higher low. And let's see if that happens. That would be really good. If it's really bullish, we won't get down there. Yeah, if it's really bullish, we'll just hold this SR flip and we'll fail to get down there, and we'll have to see bullish accumulation or reaccumulation with some kind of bullish divergences here to get that kind of confidence that we've come like this, and now we're just consolidating for continuation. So I want to see what happens with Slerf. I've taken profit on my longs. I'm in a long and a short right now, and just see what happens. Really, not really fussed. I'm bullish, so the short is just to cover where we are now, which is potentially a swing failure of the highs for lower prices. Okay, that's the only reason I'm in a short. I'm not really in a short because I'm bearish. Okay, so on the higher time frame, when you're kind of contemplating Slerf, the main fib level that I've got in my mind now is that higher time frame fib that I talked about, which is from 2 cents through to $1.3. I think it's a really important log fib scale. The reason why is because we've come in to perfectly test the 50% level of that fib retracement. Yeah, so we had a really bullish reaction, and we're having bullish continuation reversal. So that's a really important fibs in my opinion, and it's so important that I think if this holds, which it looks like it's holding, and if we can get some kind of strength, looking at these red candles, we could potentially get I don't know how it's going to play out. We could get a nice kind of impulsive move all the way up to 26 cents, right up to that 0.382. Okay, that's kind of what I'm looking for now, potentially to go up all the way to that level. And obviously there's lots of other levels in between. I'm not discounting any other levels, but just because of the way the price dropped so rapidly, we've kind of been forming higher lows in this lower part now. We're trying to get back above that pivot. If we can back test that pivot on a local time frame and flip it, then we can kind of squeeze the highs, and let's head right up to there. In my opinion, why not? Let's just fill all of those candles, and let's get a really nice pump right up to 26. That's what I'm thinking right now. And so we just want to see if that happens. Okay, so I'm quite bullish on Slerf. That changes quite a lot of things. That will be a major level, to be honest with you. I don't necessarily think the price is going to easily get through that level. You can see this whole structure. You can see how it kind of, it's a neckline, isn't it? So you're just coming back to the neckline, yeah. And so I wouldn't necessarily get bullish if we hit that level and get a nice reaction. It's just a level just to kind of bear in mind. And there's obviously a shit ton more levels. I'm not discounting any of them. We've obviously got this value area low. Let me just update the volume now just to make sure that there are no changes. Probably not. No changes. The value area, it's probably by the value area low is also going to be quite an important area where the price could find resistance. That's at 21 cents 77. Okay, and that's kind of, it sits quite well because you've got this kind of day break between these candles. So let's see, and then what else have we got? It's basically it. So we could get quite bullish impulsive move up if we can hold support and kind of squeeze up. And this is kind of following that harmonic idea that I had before, which was this one's butterfly. So effectively, this butterfly, just to kind of imagine the targets. I think the target here, again, it's the same idea as the Bitcoin one. We're looking at a 50%, 50% retrace. According to this, the 50% will put us at 28. So slightly higher. Okay. That means, according to this, the 50% would take us to there and take out that pivot high there. That would be really bullish if we were able to do that, to go all the way up and take out that pivot high. That's higher than 26 that I have, which I think is going to be our major resistance here. If it's really bullish, we take out that high. That would complete this harmonic. And so that's kind of what I'm looking for, to get to like somewhere between 26 and 28 cents. All right. That's it really. Nothing really more to report. If you're going to long, we're in a lows. We're trying to get back above that pivot. I was never really bearish on this. Price discovery is always scary, but when you get a really nice reaction, you see I've got these kind of fib extensions here, 61640. I've got this other fib extension. It came to the same place, 1672, and that corresponds with this fib retracement 1616. See, it all came to the same area, and look where you had a really bullish reaction. So as long as you get that in price discovery, there's no reason to think the price is going to continue downwards, especially when you're getting continued bullet buying. Yeah. All right. Hopefully we can see a nice squeeze and we can make a bit of money on that. That's Slerf. Any questions on that? Probably not.